And in this video, we're going to catch up with all of the latest developments concerning the missing mother of two, Nicola Bulley. We will also take a look at Peter Fording, an individual who was very outspoken regarding this investigation, and also his apparent change in opinion. Firstly, let's start with a brief newspaper article, after which I'll be sharing my own thoughts and opinions. A leading forensic search expert who has joined the search for Nicola Bulley has said it could take up to 3 days to conduct a thorough search of the River Wyre, into which police believe she fell on January the 27th. Nicola Bulley, 45, from Inskip in Lancashire, vanished apparently without trace on the morning of January the 27th while taking her dog Willow for a morning walk close to the River Wyre in St Michael's on Wyre. Lancashire police have been searching the Wyre, but have so far not discovered any evidence that Bulley fell into the water, although that is their working hypothesis. Peter Fording, a forensic search and rescue expert who founded the company Specialist Group International, offered to assist the police free of charge, and has drafted in a team of 6 divers to help with the search effort. Fording will be in charge of scanning the river with the high-tech sonar equipment. If any area of interest is identified, the team of divers will be able to focus on that area. He said, quote, "I think we probably have the best and highest frequency kit available to do this work. It's very easy to be an armchair detective in cases like this." I guess that's me then. "I've had all sorts of people like psychics contact me about it. I'm going in with an open mind. What we need to do is get on with the job." He said that while this kind of work could be emotionally grueling, he had been heartened by the support from the community, including Bulley's family that he had received. "There is a big community effort going on here. The British are great at pulling together in these kind of situations," he said. Emma White, a friend of Nicola Bulley, said she hoped Fording's work would provide answers to the police theory that she fell into the river. White told Radio 4's Today programme, "The hypothesis is based on limited information. I've said before it's a theory, and we sadly can't base life on a theory." White said Bulley's 2 young daughters were coping remarkably well, but added, "They ask every day where mummy is." Okay, so quite a few developments over the past 24 hours concerning the missing mother of 2, Nicola Bulley. Yesterday we had a lot of TV interviews with this gentleman, Peter Fording, and he was making some rather remarkable and very confident claims that the police should get in touch with him, he should take his high-tech sonar equipment up to this river, he would have it searched within a day, job done, off we go.
The amount of searching that's gone on in this river, I would have thought she would have been found by now. Look, normally when a person drowns, if they are left a number of days, we've dealt with, say, many of these incidents, and they don't move very far. This is not a fast tidal river, so I would have expected her to be found by the police divers by now. We could have scanned this river with our equipment within a day and seen if there was a body there. It's as clear as that. And you know, none of this rings right to me. My belief is she's not in the river at all.
The police did contact Peter Fording. They were in contact with him yesterday, and he travelled up to Lancashire. I believe it was this morning via helicopter. I don't know if that's right, but I believe that's right. But his team left late last night to travel up to Lancashire from the southeast, and the search for Nicola Bulley using this equipment started at around 8 a.m. this morning. But it would appear that since Peter Fording has been called to the front line, shall we say, he seems to have had a little bit of a change of heart here. He's appeared on TV and basically said that he now does believe that Nicola Bulley is in the river.
And do you believe that she is in this water?
I do believe she's in it from the evidence we've got at the moment. I mean, that is what everything is pointing to the river at the moment, and there doesn't seem to be a third party involved.
So 24 hours ago, he was conducting these news interviews, and I'm paraphrasing when I say this, but he was basically saying, I don't believe that Nicola Bulley's in the river. I don't believe that she's there. There's too many days that have passed. She would have floated to the surface by now. Something is odd about this. The phone's a decoy. The phone was put there on purpose. Could she have been abducted? I mean, all of these theories are very credible as far as I'm concerned. But he was very resolute during that time period as to what he believed may have happened. Yet this seems to have completely flipped over the last 24 hours. He's now saying that he believes that she is in the river based on what the police have told him. But what could the police have possibly told him, evidentially speaking, to convince him that she is actually in the river? I mean, does this tie in somewhere to the Fitbit that she was wearing on her wrist? Have they been able to get some data from that to suggest that she is in fact in the river? Is that a possibility? Or is it the case that the police have basically said to this individual, look, Peter, we could really do with your expertise, we could really do with your equipment up here, but we need you to be on the same page as us. It just seems a little bit strange that there's been this complete 180 here from his initial views of this case to actually getting to the river and now saying, okay, yes, actually I do believe she is in the river. Very, very strange. There has even been some wild speculation online that this is all just one big monumental ruse. That actually they have eyes on a perpetrator. They believe they have a perpetrator in mind, but they don't want to spook him. So they're continuing on with this river ruse that she's fallen into the river because they don't want to spook the actual perpetrator. But to me, that just sounds a little bit far-fetched. I mean, the amount of money, the resources, the police time, the manpower, the fact that they're putting these divers' lives in jeopardy, or in danger, I should say, searching for this lady, to me that does sound incredibly far-fetched. But what really is going on here? What is going on? This guy is basically saying, look, I've got the best equipment in the world. I mean, is it just the case that the equipment isn't as good as you said it was? Or, you know, you've been able to look at this location, you've been able to see where it was before you even got there, and you very confidently stated that it would just take 1 day to search, but now it's 3 or 4. And then you didn't believe that she was in the river, but now you do. I mean, what exactly is going on here? Is this because the police didn't really seal this area off particularly well? Now, touching upon that, interestingly, I saw on Twitter earlier that Lancashire police did respond to a Twitter user with the following message. So this Twitter user, Chuckle Mothers, tweeted Lancashire police on February the 2nd at 11:01 a.m. with the following message. It is incredible that the area near the bench and disappearance has never been cordoned off. Some heads should roll. People trampling all over the place, basic crime scene protocols. And then Lancashire police have responded. Hi there. To clarify, we did evidence gathering work around the bench when Nicola was first reported missing. The tape that has been put up today is simply to keep people away from the water's edge while searches are continued. This is for the safety of divers. Okay, so it would appear that during the earliest stages of this investigation, I have to highlight that word, the earliest stages of this investigation, there was some evidence gathering, whatever that means. There was some evidence gathering around the bench, and then there was some tape put up to deter people from walking around there because of the safety, but of their safety, I should say, and to keep the divers safe. But if this does turn out to be anything other than this poor lady falling into the river, then there's just going to be a monumental backlash from this. The fact that this was never cordoned off, it wasn't cordoned off in the first place. I mean, even if you believe that she's fallen into the river despite having no physical proof as such, even if you genuinely believe that, why not just follow normal protocol and put up some kind of police cordon, at least, at the very least? What concerns me with this case is that if this turns out to be that Nicola Bulley is not in the river, and at this point in time, I still believe the most likely outcome in this situation, in this case, is that she is in fact in the river. But if it turns out that she isn't, I do wonder if the location in which she disappeared, whether that plays some part in how this crime or case has been investigated. Did they simply believe that, God, this couldn't happen around here? This sort of thing doesn't happen here. We don't have this sort of stuff happening in this location. And they've just been a little bit lazy with the initial stages of the investigation. And now they are clinging onto the hope or potential that she has in fact fallen into that river. Now, one final paragraph from the article that I read out to you earlier also states the following. Lancashire police said after reviewing CCTV, it is confident Bulley did not leave the field during key times via the Rowan Water Holiday Park, either through the site itself or via the piece of land at the side. In addition, the force said Bulley did not return from the fields along Allotment Lane or via the path at the rear of the Grapes pub onto Garstang Road. Police officers will be contacting drivers who they believe were travelling down Garstang Road on the 27th of January by letter, Lancashire Police said in a statement. So the fact that they're going to be contacting drivers here, possibly for dashcam footage, are they opening up to possibilities? I mean, I'm not saying that they've closed down the possibility that she's been abducted, but they do at this point in time seem very focused on the fact that she has fallen into the river. Now, taking a look on the official Lancashire Police UK website at the timeline here, it does mention something quite interesting. Let's just run through the timeline one last time. 8:26 AM, Nicola leaves her home address with her children. 8:40 AM, Nicola drops the children off at school and has a brief conversation with another parent. 8:43 AM, Nicola walked along the path by the River Wyre towards the gate/bench into the lower field, having dropped her children off at school. 8:47 AM, approximately. A dog walker, somebody who knows Nicola, saw her walking around the lower field with her dog. Their two dogs interacted briefly before the witness left the field via the river path. 8:53 AM, she sent an email to her boss. 8:59 AM, she sent a message to a friend. 9:01 AM, she logged in to a Teams call. 9:10 AM approximately, a witness, somebody who knows Nicola, saw her on the upper field walking her dog Willow. Work is ongoing today to establish exactly what time this was. 9:20 AM, her phone was back in the area of the bench. 9:30 AM, the Teams call ended but Nicola stayed logged in. 9:33 AM approximately, Nicola's mobile phone and Willow were found at a bench by the river by another dog walker. So immediately what sticks out to me there is the fact we have 9:10 AM approximately. A witness, somebody who knows Nicola, saw her on the upper field walking her dog Willow. Work is ongoing today to establish exactly what time this was. So is there a little bit of leeway here with this 9:10 AM time frame? And also interestingly there, it mentions at 9:20 her phone was back in the area of the bench. And I've discussed this in my previous video. It's quite important what condition that handset was in. Was it covered in mud? Was it damaged in some way? Did it look like it had been dropped and then placed near the bench? Was it found around the bench, or was this mobile phone found on the bench? It mentions there her phone was found back in the area of the bench. Does that suggest it's not exactly sitting on the bench? Could it have been found on the ground near that bench? I don't know. Quite interesting. I think it's also potentially quite telling here, where on their official website they state the following. Our inquiries now focus on the river path which leads from the fields back to Garstang Road. I think this is one of the only routes they haven't ruled out as a possible exit point for Nicola Bulley. Anyway, do leave your own thoughts and theories in the comments section below, particularly regarding Peter Fording and his seemingly, complete change of direction here from we can, search this river within one day. I'm pretty sure that Nicola is not in the river to actually we believe she is in the river and this operation is going to take 3 or 4 days. Let me know your own thoughts and theories regarding this case in the comments section below. As always, if you have enjoyed this video, please do give it a thumbs up before you leave and subscribe to the channel below for future content. I look forward to seeing you all again for the next video. Take care. Cheers.